Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to y'all as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of probably one of the most underrated horror flicks of the 2000s. I just watched this again. I bring to you Orphan from 2009, released by Warner Brothers and Dark Castle Entertainment, which of course had already done lots of scary movies with them, including the remakes of House on Haunted Hill, 13 Ghosts, as well as Ghost Ship and Gothica. Anyway, the film is directed by, I may be mispronouncing this, Jami Colette Serra. So forgive me if I mispronounced it. The film stars Vera Farmiga, who would later go on to star on the Bates Motel TV series on A&E, as well as the Conjuring franchise. Peter Sarsgaard, CCH Pounder, Jimmy Bennett, and a few others, and Isabelle Fuhrman as the Orphan. Yeah. And this potential girl's name is Esther. Yep. Anyway, I gotta admit, Orphan's definitely a very underrated movie. And, well, I watched this for the first time. One of the staff at work let me borrow a DVD of this. And then I got to see it again on HBO later on. This, of course, is a DVD with the alternate ending. I'm pretty sure it's also on the Blu-ray. Duh. Anyway. And just last month, I bought this from Game Exchange. And, well, it's now part of this. And, well, this is probably already the 4th or 5th time I've watched this. So this would be 6 or 7 times overall I have watched this. I guess I'm realizing I'm loving this now more than I ever had. I'll tell you more in a little bit. So now let's get into our story. Now we start with a little bit of a flashback of seeing Kate Coleman and her husband John. Their marriage is strained after the stillbirth of their third child, Jessica, whose loss was particularly hard on Kate, who was also recovering from alcoholism. So, they are still, living with their 12-year-old son Daniel and 5-year-old deaf-mute daughter Max. Let me see, what's the kid's name again? Who is played by Aria Engineer. Great performance. They're a deaf girl before we even got the deaf girl in A Quiet Place. But anyway, enough about that. So after they go to this here orphanage, John encounters this little girl, a 9-year-old Russian girl named Esther. So they get to meet and become friends, and then they talk with Sister Abigail, played by CCH Pounder. So they take her, and, apparently, while Max embraces Esther almost immediately, Daniel was less welcoming. Kate bonded with Esther as she taught her piano and reconciled with John. But apparently, Esther's trying to do all sorts of different things, even much to Kate's disapproval or something like that. But one night when she and John are having sex, they are interrupted by Esther, and Kate became suspicious when Esther expressed her far more knowledge about sex than was expected for a child that was her age. Come on, a kid should just know about the birds and the bees, or something like that. Sorry, friends. Anyway, John told her not to worry about it, Soon Esther demonstrated her hostile behavior, killing an injured pigeon after Daniel shoots it with a paintball gun. And then Kate's not too thrilled with the dress that Esther wears to school on her first day, and apparently a classmate makes fun of her, what have you, hurts her feelings. And soon later on, when they at the playground, she runs up behind her and almost looks like she actually pushed her off this little window where leading down to the slide, and she'll lose her, and she falls down and hits the side of the slide and hurts her leg very badly. That's when I'm just like, ouch. Furthering Kate's mistrust by this incident. So after Sister Abigail warned Kate about the bad things that were happening when Esther was around, Esther devises a plan. While Max is kind of in a way covering for her after the little incident at the playground, well, Esther drags Max into her next killing Sister Abigail as she pushes poor little Max out into onto the road, and well, Esther's ready for it as Abigail's car loses control of her car and crashes, but she manages to find Max, and soon Esther appears and whaps her with a hammer, and ooh, that's got hurt. Big time. She was still a little alive, but soon Esther gets her big time, and so with Max's help, they push her body into a ditch, hiding the evidence in Daniel's treehouse. And not only that, she catches Daniel's spying on her and interrogates him and threatens to kill him if he mentions anything to his parents. So Kate becomes further convinced that something is wrong with Esther, but John doesn't believe her. When John suggests that Esther could do something nice for Kate, she intentionally brings her a bouquet of flowers. Unfortunately, Kate is totally devastated that it was the flowers from which she left from her, what would have been her third baby's, Jessica's, grave. Boy, she roughly grabs Esther's arm in response. But later that night, Esther purposely breaks, her arm and blames Kate. To make matters worse, the next day, Esther released the brakes in the car, causing it to roll into the oncoming traffic with Max inside. And Esther pointed the wine bottle out that she found in the kitchen. John decides to take some time away from Kate, taking the children before demanding a divorce. And soon, Kate discovers that Esther came from an Estonian mental hospital, and the orphanage that Esther claimed that she was from had no records on her. Not only that, Daniel learns about Sister Abigail's death from Max. After a lot of drawing she did, one of the classmates and of Sister Abigail's death, and of her hiding the evidence. So he searches the treehouse the next day, but Esther catches him in the act and sets it on fire, causing Daniel to fall and being knocked unconscious after he manages to escape while Kate's trying to do some research on the mental hospital. Just as Esther is attempting to kill Daniel, she's stopped by Max. And while Daniel was in the hospital, everybody's really worried. Esther decides to leave and soon pulls a quick one on Daniel by smothering him with a pillow. Now, obviously, I'm going to go ahead and give you what happens then, but I'll wait in a moment. But I'll give it to you in a moment. Just saying. Realizing what Esther had just done, Kate attacks her but is restrained and sedated. On that night, Esther attempts to seduce a drunk John, who realizes that Kate was right all along and threatens to send Esther back to the orphanage. Okay, now I'm going to get to the ending. You have 5 seconds to stop the vid. I'll start in a moment. Now, go to the description box and advance to the time to avoid being spoiled by the ending. Here we go at 5 seconds. Okay, you've been warned. Now, soon after what Esther had done to Daniel, they learn he actually is revived. So he's okay, but we don't get to see him anymore in the movie, unfortunately. A slight negative I have with this. But anyway, at the hospital, Kate gets a call from Dr. Varava of the Sun Institute and learns that Esther is actually a 33-year-old woman named Lena Klammer. She has a hypopituitarism. It's hard to pronounce that. A rare hormonal disorder that stunted her physical growth and caused proportional dwarfism and spent most of her life by posing as a little girl. So Lena murdered at least 7 people, including the last family that adopted her after failing to seduce the husband. And also, if you saw in the movie, Esther wears a ribbon around her neck and on her wrist. And the reason why is because she hides the scars from trying to break out of a straitjacket. Meanwhile, Lena removes her disguise and proceeds to kill John, which Max witnesses in horror, even after seeing the death after she killed Sister Abigail. After Kate rushes home, Lena grabs a gun and attempts to shoot Max in the greenhouse, but Kate breaks through the roof and lands on top of her. Kate and Max escape to a frozen pond, unaware that Lena is not too far behind. Lena attacks her, knocking the gun away and hurling them onto the ice. And little Max tries to shoot her, but shatters the ice, sending her and her mother into the water. Kate climbs out with Lena clinging to her legs. But when she says she's not, her mother, Kate viciously kicks Lena in the face, breaking her neck and letting her body sink to the bottom of the pond. And Max and Kate are met by the police moments after. Alright, and that's the end. Now, what did I think of Orphan? I gotta say, it's a very good movie. Now, it may have gotten mixed response from critics, but however, critics actually praised the performance of Esther from Isabelle Fuhrman. And they actually compared it to that of Linda Blair in The Exorcist and Patty McCormick in The Bad Seed. I've never seen that movie, but I've heard of it, though. But you know me with The Exorcist, though. I really think she did absolutely great. The rest of the cast was really good, too. Believe me, I think Vera Farmiga was very good. And so was Peter Sarsgaard. CCH Pounder was good. But anyway... And of course, I really loved Ariana Engineer as Max. I mean, she was just so adorable, so cute and all. And so I gotta say, Orphan, in the end, I'm gonna say I like the story and all, and it's just got some great characters. It only had a few negatives and what have you. Most notably, not getting to see his son yet, which we're learning he revived and what have you. There were some others, but it's kind of hard to explain. But nevertheless, Orphan is a very underrated movie. Would I recommend it? Hell yeah. You need to see this. You gotta get this into your collection. If you're a horror fanatic, or if you're into bad, chicks with a mean streak in them, I'd say go for it. Get Orphan. Now, of course, this includes an alternate ending, which is kind of different and all. Is that Esther's still alive at the end, and well, I'm not gonna explain how that goes. You just need to see this. Alright? I'm not gonna say much more on that. So, enough said, alright? Get Orphan, I think, and watch it. You will love it. Now, what did you think of this movie? Tell me what your thoughts are of Orphan in the comments section. Like and subscribe to my channel as well, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Now, I will have a special review come up later on, but I'm not telling you what it is. I do have some extra reviews coming up. So, I do hope you enjoyed my review of Orphan. Now, if you liked what you saw, you can check out some of these other killer chick horror flicks. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the original Carrie with Sissy Spacek. In the upper right-hand corner is my review of The Exorcist, and a tribute and in memoriam to Max von Sydow, who we sadly lost not so long ago. And as a bonus in the bottom left-hand corner is my recent review of Final Destination 5 that I did yesterday. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe for more with moi, the Big D. Thank you again for watching my review of Orphan. Until next time, on the Big D, saying, oh, one more thing. I'm at 192 subscribers. I still need 8. Can I still make it? We'll find out. Okay, I'm really gonna go this time. Until next time, again, I'm the Big D saying, see ya!